So we had two sessions on the Gita. In the morning, you had the introduction by Narayan. Then you had another session on Karma Yoga, from Karma to Karma Yoga by Anjali. Gita is such a topic, the content of the Gita, that you can go on speaking many aspects for years and years. Still, there will be no end to the topic. A text of 700 verses, but you can go on speaking about it 700 years, 7,000 years. A text which was spoken so many thousands of years before. In every age, it has its relevance. And the whole journey of the Gita, I have mentioned also while talking about the Vedas and Upanishads, how it starts and how it ends. It starts with, like the life of every one of us, it starts with a big problem. What was the problem? What was the problem with which the Gita began? If that problem was not there, there would not have been Gita. What was the problem?
Arjuna didn't want to fight.
Arjuna did not want to fight. But when that problem came, when that problem came, if Arjuna didn't want to fight right from the beginning, the whole Rananiti would have taken a different turn. Now everything is set. Just a blow of the conch and the war begins. Just a blow of conch. At that time, Arjuna not only didn't want to fight, but he collapsed. He collapsed. One morning, you heard in the introductory session that he said that what do I do? My mouth is getting dry. All my indriyas are dried up. I am becoming insensitive to everything. My head is reeling. My hand is shaking. I am unable to hold my gandiva. It fell down. He himself collapsed. It's not that he didn't want to fight, but he had no strength to fight. It's a big psychological, emotional, mental problem which caught up Arjuna. What was the reason? And why didn't it happen before? When it happened, he just wanted to see that a simple question which arose in him, that I want to see with whom am I going to fight. Now suppose I am a teacher or I am a speaker, I am given this opportunity to come and then speak to you. I stand here or I asked Priti ma'am, can you just update me about the group whom am I going to address? And then she introduced me all the stalwarts that they are going to be here. Baba Ramdev is going to be here. He is going to be there. Just by listening to the names who are going to be here, And I was not updated that these people will come and my preparation is not up to that level. What will happen to me? What will happen to you suddenly if you are saying that you have to address to this group? Okay. This is just a simple example, but Arjuna's case was acute. So that was when he started seeing that it's my own children. And there are so many things, the philosophy, the ideal which he lived. Do you think that Arjuna didn't attend any war? Was it for him the first time that he was on the battlefield? No. So many battles. And every time he was a conqueror. His name was Parantapa. Remember this word, Parantapa. Do you know the meaning of the word Parantapa? There are 22 attributes of Arjuna in the Gita itself. On different contexts, Krishna is using a different attribute for Arjuna. Somewhere he is calling him Arjuna, somewhere he is calling him Bharata, somewhere he is calling Parantapa. Parantapa means by hearing the name of Arjuna, just the name, the enemies get tormented, tortured within. Just the name of Arjuna could create that kind of terror or tremor, you can say, tremor in the enemies. That was the level of his warriorship. He collapsed. Do you think it is merely just some family? Because anywhere in the battle, the own people will be there, known people will be there. Right? It was not a simple seeing one's own people that it happened. There are many deep-rooted problems which arose all on a sudden. And it's a deep-rooted problem of the human consciousness which keeps affecting the human consciousness ages after ages. Ages after ages. Therefore, this is a Shastra, the solution which has been given here is applicable to all ages because the human consciousness falls again and again into the same acute problem. Whether you are a student, you are a housewife, you are a professional person in any position, in any manner you are on the earth, you belong to human consciousness means you are going to be affected by this acute problem at any point of time. There is a chance of getting collapsed at any moment of life. If the preparation is not strong, you are going to collapse and not get up. But did Arjuna collapse and didn't get up? He did. What made him get up? What realization? Think about it. What made Arjuna get up? Arjuna's situation was so acute that his situation is described by a single word. By a single word, his problem, this acute problem of consciousness, is described by a single word. What is that word? You all know. Now know that now. Arjuna's acute problem.
Problem. Stress and confusion.
In Sanskrit, in the Gita itself, there's one word. No, that is also Kim Kartavya, not so many words. It's just one word which describes Arjuna's acute problem. The title of the first chapter itself, Vishada. Vishada. Yesterday we learned the word Upanishad. The root sound Sad. Sad means to sink, to sink, to be submerged, be badly. He has fallen into, he is completely overtaken by that sadness, Vishal. Now, the teaching of the Gita, I had mentioned about it. Another word comes towards the end of the Gita. Prasad. Prasadam adhigacchati. That's the culmination. So the journey of the Gita is from Vishada to Prasad. Vishada to Prasad. Now in this journey, can Prasad happen, or you will enter, or anyone will enter to the state of Prasada just by reading the Gita, worshipping the Gita, talking about the Gita, doing a project of the Gita? All these also will help. But ultimately, what one needs to do? One needs to follow, put it into practice. What was discussed in the morning? Okay, so. Right? I'll pick up just few words which are practically, we can look at it. And then we will try to understand the deeper depth of these words, these concepts, what Krishna explained to Arjuna. And then we will try how we can implement those in our life. Tell me, all of you sitting in this room, who doesn't want happiness? Raise your hand and say convincingly that I don't want happiness. No? You all want happiness. Okay. If you ask this question to anyone on the earth, no one will raise hand. Because no one wants unhappiness. No one wants misery. No one wants to suffer. No one wants to be in affliction. Right? We all intensely aspire to become what? Happy. This is one statement. The next statement is that if anything you intensely aspire for or you wish to have, you have. When you want to have something, what is it? That you pray for it. You seek after. And definitely your wish is going to be fulfilled. Happens, not happens. Now, how intensely the entire humanity is aspiring for happiness? What is the intensity level? Very high. Everyone wants happiness. No one wants to suffer. In spite of this intense aspiration, intense desire to become happy, is the world happy? Are you happy? Is the person sitting beside you is happy? Are you happy about the person sitting beside you? No one is happy. But we want happiness. There is a beautiful verse in Sanskrit. It's a subhashita. Like you have so many subhashitas written here. Right? You're searching for subhashita? Here is a subhashita. On both sides. You have never noticed also? No? Wow. By the time you go out, you should have by-hearted all these subhasitas. Okay. क्योंकि मैंने जब सुभाषित तो बोला तो आप इधर उधर देख रहे हैं, कहाँ सुभाषित है, कहाँ बैठा है सुभाषित, ठीक है, इट्स राइट इन फ्रंट ऑफ योर आईज, ठीक है. सो दिस ब्यूटीफुल सुभाषित सेज पुण्यस्य फलम इच्छन्ति. What is the attitude and why do we suffer? It says punyasya phalam icchanti. Have you heard the word punya? What does it mean? Good. Anything good is punya. Okay. Good deed is punya. Okay. So punyasya phalam. Phalam means the fruit, the result. Punyasya phalam icchanti. Everyone wants to enjoy the fruit of punya, but punyam nechanti manava. But no one wants to do punya. Punyam nechanti manava. No one wants to do punya, but wants the result of punya. Agree? Someone who has written must be given the Nobel Prize because he has got the real truth of human psychology, right? Yes, really knows the human psychology. Punyasya phalam icchanti, punyam nechanti manava. We all want the phala, the quick result, instant coffee, instant. कि अभी मिल जाए, क्या मिले? Something good. But punya, no. Who will do our good? Then the second line says, papasya phalam nechanti. And we all know that if we do papa, the result will be miserable. Papasya phalam nechanti. Does anyone want the result of papa? Anyone of you? No. But papam kurvanti yatnatah. Very carefully go on doing the papa. Sincerely doing all the papa. But papa se phalam? No. I don't want papa phalam. I want punya phalam. Doing papa, we are expecting the phala of punya. Are we going to get? That is the issue, that in spite of we aspiring intensely for happiness, we are not happy. We are not happy. Because what needs to be done for the happiness, we are not doing. This is one problem. The other problem is what we consider as happiness is not the true happiness. But we are after that. That's why temporarily we are happy. The same happiness becomes the cause of our suffering. Right? So these two acute problems are with each one of us. The same problem was with Arjuna also. Arjuna said that, you see, not Krishna, that you understand the problem. I also understand the problem. But I don't understand how to get rid of the problem. Please tell me decisively. I am a confused soul. Utterly confused. Don't confuse me further. Nishchitam bruhi tanme. Tell me decisively, this is what you have to do. You will be getting the result. I'll do. So Gita teaching is a decisive teaching. Because we have seen like how it liberated Arjuna. The mother says about the Gita, when she was, on one side you say, like Sri Aurobindo himself has said, both of them are one consciousness in two separate bodies. But consciousness is one. In the same consciousness they operate. And the mother said, without him, I exist not. but without me, he is unmanifest. That is the relationship between Sri Aurobindo and the mother. Mother was also a disciple of Sri Aurobindo. She learned whatever Sri Aurobindo has written, letter by letter she has read everything. She has learned so many things. And speaking about what is Sri Aurobindo's idea of the Gita, she said that according to Sri Aurobindo, Gita is the text which has the power, potential to liberate the entire humanity. This work has not happened, not yet happened. It is yet to liberate the humanity. That is the strength. Who is saying? The mother, the divine mother herself is saying this. Who could see, like the rishis, they could see the future, past, present, future. So they say that this text has the power to liberate the humanity. If that is the power, just imagine a single word of the Gita has the power to liberate. Now Krishna is going to reveal the secret of happiness, how he is going to enter into the state of prasanna or prasada. This is Arjuna. The only secret to remain prasanna forever is to be nirashraya. Just write down this word. This is a mantra. Nirashraya. Okay. So very powerful word in the Gita. And this is the secret of eternal happiness. Okay. Yesterday I explained to you about eternal happiness, Shashwata Sukha. And one of you, while drawing the flower, wrote there internal happiness. Both are same. Anta Sukha. Antara Rama. Right? If you are not inwardly happy and outwardly giving a smile, what true happiness? That is why internal happiness and eternal happiness, they are eternally connected. Okay? So Nirasraya. Wrote down the word. Have you heard the word before, Nirasraya? Anyone? Nirasraya. What does it mean, Nirasraya? If you ask your teacher or if you go home and then ask your parents or anyone, elderly person who has the familiarity with a lot of vocabulary or good words, the word Nirasraya has a very negative meaning in the common language. No one will feel happy to be blessed by this word Nirasraya. If someone understands the word Nirasraya and someone comes and then blesses them with Nirasraya, so what kind of blessing is this fellow is giving? Nirasraya means supportless, shelterless, homeless. एकदम निराश्रय बन जाता है. That is the common meaning in our languages. This also is one of them. But what is the actual meaning of Nirasraya? This is where, while studying the Gita, one has to be very careful. If someone has translated the common meaning of the word Nirasraya, the entire teaching of the Gita will become, it will have no value. So now, just imagine, like, whether our happiness or unhappiness, just imagine, you can look at it in your context. Whenever you are happy, or what makes you happy, or what makes you unhappy, if you look very closely, always there is one if attached to it. If this happens, I'm happy. If this doesn't happen, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. For every one of us, there is one if concept. That defines whether I'm happy or not. So our happiness or unhappiness is dependent or independent? Dependent or independent? Dependent. Dependent on what? Something internal or external? Something external. Always you see like our happiness and unhappiness is something dependent on external event, external happiness. Why not internal? Internally you take the decision, but the thing is, if I get, I'm giving you example, why external? If I get an ice cream today, I'm happy. If I don't get, अरे यार, आज ही दुकान को बंद होने का था, आज ही इनका स्टॉक खत्म होने का था, इतना मन कर रहा था आज आइसक्रीम खाने का. If I get into IIT, okay, happiest. Something happens in spite of all efforts, I fail. Oh God. You know? External or internal? Give me an example of internal. Very difficult to find. All our happiness and unhappiness is dependent on something external to us. That's why, and the happiness that we draw from this externally dependent kind of thing is temporary. It doesn't remain with us forever. But here, so that is why what happens, in a situation we're happy, in another situation we're unhappy. Today happy, morning happy, evening unhappy. बोलते ना अरे सुबह तो तुम ठीक ठाक था, अभी क्या हो गया? इतने खुश थे तुम सुबह, अभी रो रहे हो. तो ये and I gave you that example ना. Yesterday I gave you that example. Example of what? That man who had this big palace which caught fire. So seeing the fire, he became Vishada. He entered into Vishada or no?
Yes.
Right? Then what happened? His eldest son comes and then tells him that look, Baba, why are you, yelling? Why are you crying? Like yesterday I had the deal with that other person. This palace I have sold. We have got back our money. Then suddenly he became sudden happiness. Oh God, we are saved. Now this doesn't belong to us. Then Chota Beta comes and then says that, Baba, I just heard that the agreement is cancelled. He is not going to give us money. फिर क्या हुआ? Again Vishada. Who is creating this Vishada and Prasada? This external palace, external happening. Okay. There's nothing internal about it. So this dependence is the ashraya. Ashraya means dependent. कि मेरे ऊपर वो आश्रित है. He is dependent on me. Or Krishna is telling Arjuna decisively that Arjuna, if you want to become Nitya Trupta, this is the word which is used in the Gita. If you want to become Nitya Trupta, eternally satiated, eternally happy, if you want to become eternally happy, Krishna, Arjuna, drop that dependence. Nir asraya. Nir means drop. Asraya, that external dependence, the external thing or happening on which you depend or from which you draw your happiness and unhappiness, drop it. Then you become happy. It is there, happy. It is not there, happy. Because remaining happy is my fundamental value, fundamental nature. In my natural state, I'm happy. Right? We only create problem for ourselves. Now there is one more thing, like what is to be done to enter into that state of Nitya Triptata? What is the way that I practice? What is the abhyasa that should I do in my life? So then I enter into that state of Nitya Triptata. So then Krishna will call me, here is another Nitya Triptata. Has no problem. So what is the abhyasa that we are doing? I say that Gita doesn't teach you or give you statement. It also is a manual. It gives you very clear language. In a very clear language, it shows you what you need to do, what abhyasa you need to do. In the same context, Gita is giving one more line, one more phrase. What you need to put it into practice. Because Arjuna will raise question. You are telling me to become Nirasaya, but how? What is the way? So he says, do the abhyasa of yadrucha labha santushta. Yadrucha labha santushta. Put it into abhyasa. What is yadrucha labha santushta? Whatever comes to you, whatever is the labha, labha means gain. Whatever you gain, whatever comes to you, little or more, comes or not comes. Okay? Yadrucha, labha, santushta. Try to remain happy. Put this effort. It may not be very easy, but put this effort that I will try to remain happy. If you take this sankalpa and then put it into practice, that if today I have this much, I'm happy. Tomorrow I don't have, yet I'm happy. Because I must remain happy to draw more energy, to live a purposeful life. Unhappy people can never be creative. Their life is never purposeful. So that is why happiness. Why happiness? Why ananda? Why we all do not want nirananda or unhappiness? Because the source from which we all came is ananda. We all are. That is why the Veda, Upanishad, the whole Rishi tradition, whole knowledge tradition, it tells us, constantly tells us that you are the children of Ananda. You are the children of Amrita. That is why whenever unhappiness, whenever any depression, dejection, frustration, any kind of deplorable condition, any unhappiness, affliction is affecting you, remind yourself, how can I be unhappy when I am the child of Anand? Call yourself, hey Anand, why are you entering into Nirana? Your identity, true identity is Anand. Because our source is Ananda. Yesterday, so one of the very important statements of the Upanishads is Ananda eva imane bhutani jayante. Everything comes from Ananda. lives in Ananda, merges into Ananda. There is nothing like Nirananda or Dukkha in this world. You say, what kind of statement the Shastra is giving? Our experience in the world is very different. Buddha said the amount of tears which have flown from the eyes of the human beings, if they were collected at one place, it would cross 7 oceans. And you say that everything is Ananda. False. The Shastras will not say anything false. He said, this is the truth. That everything comes from Ananda. Everything lives in Ananda. Everything merges into Ananda. If there is any dukkha, there is a problem with you. Ananda is available readily for you, but you don't know how to tap into the world of Ananda, how to retain the Ananda. So Gita teaches us that art and science of entering into the realm of Ananda and retaining it forever. Okay. And Gita, please remember that it is essence of all the Upanishads. Upanishadic teachings are very, very profound, and in the Gita itself, you will find directly the mantras of the Upanishads are found expression, have found expression. Okay. So, while explaining it to Arjuna, because he is asking questions, okay, I understood Nirasya. I understood that I have to be Yadrucha Lava Santushta. But what do I do with my senses? Because the senses are dragging me like anything. There's something which tells me from inside to do this, to have this, to taste this, to feel this, to see this, to hear this, to smell this. And I am dragged. Sometimes I feel good, I'm following the path of good. But another thing, Krishna, the path that you are suggesting, it's dry. There's no fun in that path. But the path, the instant happiness path, there is fun in it. Okay. So I don't want to make my life a dry life, dry of emotion, no fun, no enjoyment. No, I don't want. I'm enjoying my life. There is suffering, there is affliction, there are problems. But I'm enjoying. But is that enjoyment right enjoyment? I'll tell you one story, very beautiful story. It's there in the Mahabharata, it's there in the Buddha Jatakas. There's a man in the forest. He was chased by a wild elephant. Chased by wild elephant. There's this man running here and there. He can't even climb to a tree. The elephant can uproot the tree. इधर उधर भाग के देखा कि there is a big ditch, कुआं, oh deep, 100 feet down, very big, and it is there adjacent to that kuwa, that well, that ditch. There's a huge banyan tree, and a fine offshoot of that banyan tree has gone down to that well. So he thought this is the safest place. Because elephant will not enter into the kuwa. So he climbed, and then through that offshoot which has gone down, he was trying to go inside. Elephant reached there, can't do anything. But that when he saw, he was again terrified that, many terrible animals, aquatic animals, snakes, huge snakes are inside. वो भी ऊपर चढ़ के आ जाएंगे. Or if he falls down, then also there is problem. Then he found that one white and one black rat, they're cutting that branch. Okay. And then the wild elephant comes, he somehow with the trunk is shaking that branch. Okay. And there was a big beehive. It got shaken, all the bees are against him. Look at the terrible situation in which the man is. Right? But at the same time, what is happening, because the beehive is shaken, honey is dripping. And this man has forgotten everything. He is enjoying the honey. Honey. He has forgotten about the wild elephant, he has forgotten about the two rats, he has forgotten about the snakes. Any moment his life is gone. The elephant is just shaking like anything. That is the situation of everyone else. The elephant symbolizes death. वो हमारा पीछा करता रहता है, कहाँ जाओ तो चोटी पकड़ के हिलाता रहता है. The white and the black rat, day and night, cutting our lifespan, जिसको पकड़ के हम बैठे. And all the terrible snakes are all kinds of problems in the world which are ready to attack us. And we are in the midst of it. Right? And these bees are also problems, all kinds of problems, stinging. And little happiness that we get by eating one ice cream or getting into this or that. We have forgotten about this. Now we are enjoying that driven honey. That is the situation in which every man is. That is why the Shastras are telling us through this example that look at your condition. And you are still concerned about that one drop of honey and forgotten about everything. Okay. That story can be interpreted in many wrong ways also. It can have a negative meaning also. But this is the situation in a practical way. This is the enjoyment of honey, this little happiness. Whom are we satisfying? If there is some satisfaction, there is some happiness, who is feeling happy? Is my body feeling happy? Is my mind feeling happy? Is my soul feeling happy? Who is feeling happy? Soul is feeling happy. If the soul feels happy, there's nothing for the soul to feel happy or unhappy. It is an eternal happiness. Body, mind, the senses. बस कुछ क्षण के लिए अच्छा लग रहा है ये टेस्ट कि खा जाऊं 10-12 रसगुल्ला खा लूं या ये खा लूं बस कुछ क्षण के लिए वो if you feel that okay rasgulla I can't live without rasgulla I give you 5 kilo rasgulla eat can you it will give happiness till a point after that you yourself will get this is a temporal happiness so the Upanishads and taking the teaching, expanding the teaching of the Upanishad, making it more practical to our life. Krishna says to Arjuna, Arjuna, if you want to become Nitya Trupta, practice this Edruchalava Santushta. The problem that you are raising, the question that you are raising, that even though I practice, I do the abhyas of Nitya Trupta Edruchalava Santushta, but still I'm getting dragged and I'm really enjoying. I don't want to compromise with that. So Krishna says it's up to you. You don't want to compromise, don't compromise. And what you say, the path of dryness. So Krishna explains to him about the two paths, two roads, two paths. Right? He said there is a path which gives instant happiness. And you feel that, okay, this is what I want, this is what is life, this is what is enjoyment. This is what is enjoyment. That's exactly the maximum people have fallen into this path because everyone wants instant happiness. He said that is the path of prayers. What is the path name? Prayers. The path of prayers. Instant, the path which brings instant gratification to the senses, the sensual pleasure. There's no harm in it. Krishna said, you don't want to take the other path, you want to walk on this way, it's up to you. But then there is another path which is little difficult, hard, looks dry, doesn't give you instant happiness. And you say that, oh, there is no fun in this path. Who will walk through all this difficult path? Happiness is readily available for me, I should jump into that. Here there is no happiness readily available to. So I have to work hard. Krishna says choice is yours. But I can tell you what lies at the end of the road. I can tell you what lies at the end of the road. Which he says as parinama. Parinama means the consequence of walking or doing something, walking on a particular path. Parinama. He says the path of prayers, path of shreyas. The opposite is shreyas. Then note it down. Path of prayers and path of shreyas. The path of prayers gives you instant gratification, instant happiness. The path of shreyas is difficult. You don't find fun, enjoyment, instant gratification of your senses. But Krishna says the choice is yours. I am not going to impose you. Because your life is your life. I am not going to impose anything. But I can just tell you what is the parinam, what lies at the end of the road. So in a very clear language, the Gita says, for the path of prayers, pariname vishopamam. The parinama at the end of the road, this is what is the realization. This is what is the experience of many people who have walked on both the paths. Those who have walked on the path of prayers, which maximum people. What Krishna says, pariname vishopamam. At the dead end of the road, you find only visha, poison, more miseries, more afflictions, more dukkha. Every time you enjoy something, you add something to your future affliction, future misery. Every time you enjoy something, you have added something. All this accumulated instant gratification of the senses end with a big well of poison where you are going to walk in. And what is the path of Shreyas? What is the end of it? Shreyas means anything which is good for the soul's progress. Is Shreyas. Prayers is what is pleasing to the senses. So if you are working on the path of Shreyas, you are a Shrestha. If you attain to, you become Shrestha, the greatest one, the great soul, Mahatma. If you are walking on the path of prayers, you fall into the well of poison. Okay. Now, what is the consequence? What lies at the end of the tunnel, end of the road? He says, on the path of Shreyas, what lies at the end is pariname amrutopamam. Okay, what do you find? It is amrita. There is a well of ananda where you are going to be eternally happy. But yathechasi tatha kuru. This again Krishna said, yathechasi tatha kuru. Do as you wish. I am just making you aware of the paths. You do. So, what happens? Our tradition, our shastras, our Rishi Parampara does not impose anything on anyone. It has given freedom to everyone. Whereas, if you see other shastras, other religions, there is imposition that you can't do anything beyond this. Whatever is written here, you have to follow. Nowhere in our shastras you will find that there are any imposition. Choice is left. Immense freedom is given to everyone. It speaks of a free will that we all have. It is up to me whether I walk on this path or that path. My life is my life. Your life is your life. Fine, absolutely. But the Shastras caution us, okay, we work, it's up to you. But pariname vishopamam, pariname amrita. Now, this is applicable to every one of us. To you all also. To me also. Anyone in the world. Now the choice lies with each one of you to which road to take. So if this choice is given to you, which road will you take? Really? But remember, it's very, very difficult. Extremely difficult. Today you are saying in this hall, but the moment you are out, forget it. For the spiritual retreat, it was okay. But who will do that? Life is to be enjoyed. See the happiness, see what she is getting. तो मेरा तो भाई मुझे खाली हर कोई बोलता है साधु बच्चा है. Other than that, I don't get anything. It's very difficult to decide. Even though, like I say, and then you immediately say, we'll take the path of Shreyas. It's easy to say. Very, very easy to say. Do not promise that you will take the path of Shreyas. Reflect on it. Think about it. Take a conscious decision. Knowing that I am entering into a path which is difficult. Anytime there is a risk of falling, Churasya dhara nisita duratyata. They say that it is walking as if on the edge of a sword. Very difficult. Even though the choice is there with us. Okay. Just to say that we are to do not try to satisfy the other parents or teachers or anyone. Reflect on it. Take a decision on your own. You are mature enough. Take a decision, right decision. This is what Krishna told Arjuna, that Arjuna, you are at this age behaving like a child. But I want you to take a right decision. Such was the teaching. Then again, Krishna asks a very beautiful question to Arjuna. This is what is our pedagogy. This is what every teacher should do with the student. This question should be asked. And this is what every one of us we should remember while learning something. After giving this teaching, Krishna asks Arjuna. He said, whatever I told you, Arjuna, have you heard it with a focused attention? कच्चित् एतत् श्रुतं त्वया एकाग्रेण चेतसा. If you have not heard it with ekagra chittata, that one pointed focus, if you have not heard it, it will not remain in your consciousness. You will not be able to retain it. He is pointing out to what? Ekagra chittata. This is one of the greatest learning from the Gita for every student of life. Every student of life. That whenever we are reading something, listening something, there has to be ekagra chittata. If this one thing we put it into practice, one thing, the Gita does not demand that the entire teaching you should do at once. Everything, it doesn't demand that. After saying, even while saying this, Krishna tells Arjuna, if you cannot do many things, what I told you, and see, I am telling you, go and scan any shastra in the world of any religion, any sect, any segment, any community. Nowhere you will find the kind of options that Krishna has kept before us. If you go to chapter 12, for example, this is what is again pedagogy. This is what is pedagogy. The teacher cannot be so rigid that this is the way, this is what you have to do. Because the teacher understands. Krishna is one of the greatest teachers. He told Arjuna, you do this. Arjuna looks at with a confused mind. Okay, I understand. You cannot do this, no? Do this. Do this. Do this. Tens and twelves options he keeps before him. Then finally what he says, he said, you cannot do any of these things. Leave it to me, I will do it for you. That is what is a teacher's quality. You see, it is a Dharma Shastra, it is a spiritual text, but a lot of pedagogical elements the teachers can draw from. How many options we can keep before our children, before our students, before ourselves? And unless and until we are familiar with this Shastra, what inspiration are we going to draw from it? That is why it is necessary that every Indian should read the Gita. Every Indian. See, he says this important question that kachit etat shrutam tvaya ekagrena chetasa. That ekagra chittata, that one pointed focus and attention, concentrated attention, if it is not there, nothing we are going to learn. Krishna giving so many options, still the teaching is very profound, extremely profound. He says, Arjuna, forget about this profound Forget about the profundity of the teaching. If you can do a little bit of it, listen, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, out of so many things which I have kept before you, if you can do a little bit of it, that also can deliver you from the greatest of the greatest dangers if you ever face in life. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya prayate mahato bhayat. Repeat it with me. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya prayate mahato bhayat. Mahato bhaya is Mahan bhaya is great danger. Prayate, you will be protected even if you practice a little bit. Krishna doesn't demand so many, a little bit of it. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना छोटे छोटे बच्चों में थोड़ा सा तो खा लो, कम से कम स्कूल जा रहे हैं एक थोड़ा सा कुछ मुंह में ले लो, पूरा ना खाओ, थोड़ा सा ले लो, ठीक है. स्वल्पम. If we can practice, I told you about Nirasraya, I told you about Ekagra Chitta, I told you about Shreyas and prayers. I told you because I am repeating what Krishna has repeated or given in the teaching in the Gita. Right? So, if any of these points you start putting it into your abhyasa, put it into practice, swalpamapyasya, and you see what Gita does to your life, how it shapes your character, your life, what destiny it creates for you. It's going to be beautiful. And if you are intent on turning your life from an ordinary life to a beautiful life, Gita offers you a better opportunity, the grandest opportunity. Read the Gita, that is why in our tradition say that whether you understand or doesn't understand, at least read some verses of the Gita that has tremendous amount of benefit. Okay, thank you. So this is what I wanted to say. Sit down.
Thank you so much, sir. I request our principal ma'am to kindly come forward and offer her gratitude for Anjali ma'am.
Vande Mataram to all of you. It will be, I'm short of words for Anjali, and I don't know for how many days we were waiting for this retreat to happen again. Last time when ma'am you had come here, I think we all were wanting to know what is going to happen in those 4 days. After you left, I think every month or maybe 45 days, we all used to sit together in a circle and we used to talk. What have you been doing? What have you done in the past? What do you want to do in the future? Children used to be with a lot of silence. They used to not share a lot. They used to be quiet, but then I could see all of them thinking a lot. And each one of them had a contribution when this month was approaching. Are we having the next retreat? And I thought maybe children are saying just because they want to know whether we will have it or not. And when Suman sir announced the second retreat coming up, 22 children are here from 60 children from last year who have open-heartedly spoken to their parents and said that we want to come for the second retreat. we showed them the brochure of all the members who had come last time. And they were so happy to see you and Sampadanandji about you, read about all of you. They were here in the school discussing whether many more can come along with them. And many of their friends who are sitting here have been influenced by these 22, and so they're sitting here. And I think it's a beautiful gesture of all of them to tell you a thank you, to let them and allow them to reflect, to go back inside their mind, search if they really want to revive the soul, which is so beautiful inside them, and align it with their body. And I think a big round of applause from all of us. To you, ma'am, to begin with, because it was not possible. Only your energy, your focus, your dedication, and to take me along with you to Pondicherry for 10 days was an eye opener. And we realized that with all of them, there is an awakening happening inside us also, as a teacher, as a leader. And with these thoughts, we thought that this retreat, we will keep it little more evolved. And Sampada Nandi has completed that from the very beginning till now. Because when we started the first day, there were some of the terms that all of them were absolutely alien about. And I was a little worried, will these children think about it and stay, or will they ask their parents to take them back home? That could have happened. But they all stayed, they all said, yes, we are liking it, we want to be with this entire journey, we want to explore more. For seeding this thought in St. Emma Jaipuriya Vivadi School, we want to tell you a thank you, ma'am, with deepest gratitude to you that you started in our school, and we will surely take it forward until all these children, not only these 60, but all the children in the school are touched with this thought and value that you're trying to awaken in us.
There's no until. And then it has to go on and on and on forever.
Absolutely. Infinity. It will go till infinity, and we will make sure, and I'm sure all of them will come back after their 12th, after their graduation, and contribute more to the institution. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all what you have done till now. Thank you.
Anjali ma'am, I request you to please come forward and accept a shawl as a symbol of honor, warmth, and deep respect wrapped with gratitude from all our hearts.
I cannot tell you how happy Thank you so much, children. It was such a delight to be with all of you. And now more and more faithful
Now I request all students to please stand up and bow in gratitude.
Don't do a hug. Give me a hug, somebody.
Come and hug us.
Take your seat.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Two words. So, ma'am. Give a mic.
And some words from your side so that children.
Sit down, children. क्या बोलूं आपको क्या दूं मैं अपनी तरफ से अपने दिल के सिवा कुछ नहीं दे सकती। अपना हृदय आपको इतना एक्सपैंड करके आप सब के अंदर जा रही हूँ। लव मेरा आप सब के अंदर भर जाए। हाँ, और इस रिट्रीट को अपने अंदर साक्षात कर दीजिए। Become that what you learned, become that, manifest it in your life. Right? You have probably the best speaker in India, Sampaji. So after his being here, you don't need anybody else. So just become what you're learning. Alright? Thank you so much.